Okay, hi everyone. I'm Kimberly Rose, and for those of you that do not know me, I just want to kind of see some head nods that everyone can hear me. And I muted everyone, but if somebody is not muted, please check your mute and mute yourself because there's a lot of feedback. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to just kind of lay it low a little bit, and I'm going to go through some of the things that you're going to want to take notes on. And for those of you that are just joined, I'm going to ask you to get a pen and paper. As we go through the first slides, you can listen, but you're going to need a pen and paper here shortly, okay? Let's see. Technical difficulties, one moment. There we go. So the first thing we're going to look at is an ambassador checklist. When you're a new ambassador for Plexus, first of all, everyone is super stoked, right? So you have all this excitement and you joined. Some of you might have joined for just get it at wholesale. Some of you are kind of on the fence about Plexus and you're not sure if you want to do the actual business standpoint of it. But I will tell you this, regardless of the fact, most people that their business usually ended up by accident. I included. My business, I didn't want it, and I ended up being an ambassador for wholesale, and within a couple of weeks, I was a full-blown ambassador because let me just tell you, folks, our products are number one. They sell themselves. You don't have to sell anything. Just share it with your family and friends, and your products will sell themselves. So here's a checklist, and I'm not going to go through every single thing, but here's some of the things, and I'm going to kind of show you a little bit. I'm going to log into Facebook. I'm going to get online. I'm going to log into Facebook here in just a second, and I'm going to show you how to like search in an actual group and how to find a group, because I know some of you have been that are brand new that don't know how to do that. So I'm going to kind of show you how to do that. Another thing is there is a file section, which I will go over. And I'm going to show you where you can see the files and where you can download files. And because there's some important files in our Show Me Plexus group, and probably in your own team rooms and stuff with the ambassador that your sponsor that joined, that you joined under. There's probably document files. And if you are a new ambassador, you're probably going to be added to a lot of team rooms. I just put Show Me Plexus because that's mainly the big team room that everybody gets added to. But most of us have individual team rooms or a couple different team rooms. You're also going to be added to several like Plexus testimony groups. And when I say several, there are several, but some of you might just want to start out with one of the newest ones, and it's probably one of the better ones. It's called Show Me Healthy, and it's for the Show Me Plexus testimonies. It's really, really good. You can actually go in there, and I'm going to show you how to search for testimonies. And I'm also going to show you another one. I still use this one because I love it. And it's Plexus Journeys. And I search for like testimonies all the time in there. So I really, truly, truly believe in it. One of the key things that we need to remember when we're keeping a new ambassador, or we're having a new ambassador join, is we need to train and equip the new ambassadors to be successful. Don't recreate a wheel. There is a system put in place by our predecessors that have really paved the way for us. So, you know, they are there for a reason, and there's a plethora of information to find out, whether it be in the Diamond documentaries or whether it be in just talking to your upline or talking, you know, and really watching the jewels and the diamonds and listening when they have like Google Hangout meetings and stuff. Make sure you get on those because you're going to learn a lot of information. I'm telling you, the more information, you're going to hear this throughout the presentation, the more knowledge you have, the more powerful you are. And so, and also just encourage and help other ambassadors, or as your team grows, and some of you are new, so you might not understand this yet, but we want to encourage not just on our own team, we want to encourage and help, like, if you have a brand new ambassador, you want to encourage them to get what I call your launch post, or most of us call it your launch post. Post it on Facebook. Say, hey, I'm so excited. I joined Plexus. I want to get healthy. I want to lose weight. I want to do whatever it may be. Post it. Help them post their launch. We do have groups that you can actually find a few scripts in to kind of help out. Because if you're a new ambassador and you had 3 people join with you as you're a new ambassador, that's going to be kind of crazy. But that's going to be even more exciting, because the momentum that you're going to be building and you're going to keep growing, that is so huge. I just can't tell you enough. So, how about this? Why don't I go through the entire presentation first, and then I'll go out and log into Facebook. That's probably better. So I'll do that. Okay. So the number one key thing in Plexus, as we all know, or you will know very quickly, is duplication. Anything that you can do, and it doesn't mean just duplicating like people on your team and kind of teaching them. It's duplicating whatever works. Like where I told you the diamonds and the gems have already done this. Don't recreate the wheel. Duplicate what they've done. There is Celeste Gwynn. She is the double diamond. She's the only one in Plexus. She uses the 531 tool. And it's really, really good, where she has a system down that really, really works for her. There's many teams that have adopted that. But some of the things that is duplicatable is when you're joining, or when you have an ambassador join, one of the things is your auto qual and your welcome pack. Let me just tell you, it's more than just duplication. It is actually your auto qual and your welcome pack has to do with how you get paid. That's 2 ways that you get paid. Your auto qualification has to be on when you join, and when you join, your welcome packs are huge. They are 35% approximately below wholesale. So it's a rockin' deal. So you need to encourage like crazy. If you have customers that are wanting to turn into ambassadors, or if you have new ambassadors, your auto qualification, you just basically, and this is something you're going to eventually learn, but your auto qualification is basically how you get paid. It's an investment, which is in bullet number 4. It's an investment. That's one of the things that makes you a pretty good, successful ambassador is, you're going to hear this talked about quite a bit, is being a product of the product. If you're willing to invest in your system, which is either by the welcome pack of $99 or the $199, there are many different ways. There are many different products or many different packages you can choose from, but investing in that business is huge. When people invest in a business, just like a normal storefront with 4 walls, they're going to invest a whole lot more money than what we invest in, but they're going to invest thousands upon thousands of dollars to get their business up and running. Well, the beauty of Plexus, the most we have is $200. That's it. And you've invested in something, because as you take the products, as you become a product of the product, you will find out with your extended relationships that you build, not only with your customers, but with your team members and beyond, your belief will soar if you just constantly work on you. That's a huge thing. So that's another why I said keep being duplicatable. Now, posting on Facebook. I just mentioned to several of you before the meeting started that I had done a horrible job of posting today. I'd only posted 4 times. For me, and anybody that knows me, that's horrible, because I post nonstop. I am a Facebook posting junkie. I will just tell you that flat out. I love it. And so, but I will tell you this. When you're posting on Facebook, I have a lot of people that might say, Kim, you know, I posted on Facebook, but I haven't had any responses. Or, Kim, I did this and I didn't get any response. Well, guess what? Just because you posted on Facebook 1 or 2 times and you didn't get a response, that's not any reason to give up. Because guess what? If you had a storefront and you called, I don't know, 2 customers, and let's say that they ordered something and it was shipped to your storefront, and you called them and said, hey, you know, Joyce, your products are in. Do you want to come pick them up? No response. Okay, call back the next day. Hey, Joyce, I just called you yesterday and your products are in. Do you want to come pick them up? No response. So do you just throw them away or just give up and just shut your doors? No. You keep going. So finally, and we're going to talk about this in detail more, but you have to be consistent. People are not going to know that you are in a business. They're not going to know that unless you post about it. And by posting about it, you know, when you're first starting out, 1 to 3 posts is awesome. I mean, you're doing a fantastic job. Now, the more seasoned you become, you will find out that some people end up posting more. You know, when you get to like the emerald and the you know, the sapphire and the diamond stage, you might actually post a little bit less, because you know why? Because you're probably helping your team and helping them in every avenue possible, answering questions. Because when your team gets to be 6,000 people, it's going to be kind of hard to post 3 times a day. But let me just tell you this. Our diamond, Lori Cooper, she does post more than 3 times a day and answers all our questions. So it's just a good habit to start when you're first starting. Set a goal, and that's something we're going to talk about here in a second too, is if you want to be hugely successful, I believe 100% that you need to make sure that you write goals down in order to make sure that you are, for example, consistent on Facebook. When you're consistent, and you continue to post on Facebook, people are going to take notice. And when people take notice, guess what happens? They start talking. And when they start talking, they start saying, oh, well, you know what? Michelle was posting something about this health product and stuff. Well, the next thing you know, I was talking to Abigail about Michelle's post, and then Abigail's like, oh, well, I need to tell Susan at work because she was looking for something for her brother that's a type 2 diabetic. Wow, look at that. So being consistent is huge. Now, this is one thing that, like I was telling you earlier, when I went to a meeting to support my cousin that does a different company, the main guy, he was talking about it, and I was almost in tears because I'm like, oh my gosh, we talk about this all the time. Persistence. If you have people, and this goes along with following up, when you start getting people interested in the product, and because you're posting and because you're being consistent, and you might get people interested, and they say, hey, you know, Kim, I'm interested. Can you tell me more about Plexus? And so I do, and you know, you might give them your website or whatever it may be, and they might not order. And then, oh darn, it's kind of a heart thing there. You kind of take it personally a little bit, but I'm going to tell you not to, because persistence always wins every time. If you are persistent in something, I guarantee you it's going to win. So always be consistent and persistent. They kind of rhyme. A lot of things, don't worry about what others think. Believe in the product of the company is key. And the reason I say this is because I had an incident actually just happened yesterday for me personally. I had a family member that I just recently got to know in the last 2 years from my dad. And I've been posting on Facebook, and shame on me, I've never ever mentioned Plexus to them because I kind of knew their viewpoint on it. Okay, let's just put it that way. And so I never mentioned Plexus to them. Well, their husband made a comment about being sick. Well, this has been going on for 2 weeks. So I just simply said, I'm so thankful that I've been sick for 15 months. And I said, it is horrible being sick. And I said, I'm so sorry to hear that. I hope you feel better. I got a not so nice message back saying, don't post that. That's being that's not being heartfelt, and it's gimmicky. And if anybody knows me, knows that that's probably the wrong thing to say to me. Because I am not going to care what you say to me, because I know these products work. And a lot of times people use an excuse for whatever it may be. They will use an excuse to say they can't take the product, or they can't afford the product, or they might even get angry and say, you know what, it's not for me, or whatever. But I can promise you this, I've had people that said that they've tried it, and they've tried it for 2 weeks, they quit. I can promise you, hands down, they've always come back, always. And so I'm just like, okay, move on. And that's what you've got to do. But don't ever let anybody, and this will come in time, because at first it might seem kind of hard, and you might get that point where you're like, I just can't do this. And I'm here to tell you guys, you can do this. And just remember that person's comment or that person's point of view does not define you or your destiny. You define your destiny as God. That's it. So consistency, as I talked before, wins the prize. Posting strategically and consistently. Strategically means, for me personally, and other seasoned ambassadors, if they want to speak up here in a little bit, they're more than welcome to unmute themselves and speak up. But I know strategically, like, I will post testimonies. Testimonies really do just back your product up, plain and simple. Personal testimonies really back it up. And I'm just going to use myself as an example. I hadn't posted a personal testimony probably for 3 months. And I posted one because I ran across a picture of about 5 months maybe before I started Plexus, 4 months. And it made me cry when I saw it. And so I was like, I'll just do it before and after. And I was shocked. And I was like, holy cow. So I posted it. Do you know that I have gotten 2 customers now since then? Because people that I've been consistent following up with that always tell me no, I posted my testimony again in a different format. So I was strategic. And I was strategic in what I said based on things that I've recently followed up with customers with, and knowing who's watching me. Because once you get seasoned, you'll figure out who's watching you. And, well, that worked, and I got customers. So always be strategic. There's certain times of the day, this is just a tip, certain times of the day that tend to be a little bit more busy, and that's usually in really, really early in the morning, because people usually before they go to work, at noon because people are at lunch, and probably around 8 o'clock, 7 to 8 o'clock at night. That's when a lot of people are the busiest on Facebook. So I always like to make sure that I post some testimonies and a financial during those times. And then I'll post positive stuff throughout the day, and maybe a couple testimonies or product information in those. And like I said, don't get discouraged. Statistics show that 8 to 12 times after following up, people will buy. They're never, ever going to buy on the first time unless you are like Superwoman or Superman. That's not going to happen. And one thing, sharing your post that, that you're trying to get involved in, if you're a new ambassador, kind of sharing post is going to kind of probably ease you into being more comfortable about sharing about Plexus. But I just want to encourage you not to share posts. And here's why. When you share a post, it's okay, unless it's like a drop dead, like right on, hands down, the best testimony you've ever seen. the best avenue is to copy and paste it as your own post. Reason being is because when you share a post, it takes the credibility away from you. So, and plus, if you're not careful, there are many times that I have posted stuff, people have shared it, it's got my info in it. Like, it's got my info, and it will be like the one time ever that I ever share my website into my actual post, which is another thing that is not good, by the way. But yeah, they'll share it and it's got my info. So who do you think they're going to buy from? Me. Because they're going to see that, they're going to read that, and they're going to see that, and they're probably going to forget. That's not always true, but I've gotten a couple customers that way. So here is just like the statistics like I was talking to you about. And 80% of the time, sales are made on it says the 5th to the 12th. I have found, for me personally, it's around the 8th through the 12th. And I will tell you this, I follow up every single day with someone. I always follow up. And I followed up, what is today, Monday? I followed up last Thursday or Friday, I think it was, with a customer, and they didn't want anything to do with it. And as soon as they said no, and this shows you how people watch you and how following up. I had followed up with someone back in April, and she told me never to bother her again. I said, okay. So next thing you know, like the beginning of last week, I noticed that she started liking my posts. I didn't say a word. And so I was like, okay, so it's coming around. She's coming around. Next thing you know, as soon as that one person told me no, I got an immediate instant message saying, hey, Kim, can we talk again about Plexus? I'm interested. I want to order, can I still order this? Is this still available? And I was like, sure, rock on. Let's do it. So just because somebody tells you no does not mean the door is closed. If they do not say, do not contact me again, and they block you or something like that, the door is still open. Just be strategic about it and just make sure that you follow up, which you'll see here in a second where we talk about keeping lists. Keep lists of people that you've contacted. Now in my messenger, I always go through my messenger and I make sure that I keep like tabs on who I've contacted and who I haven't. And you can keep track of your likes and stuff. Some people, more seasoned than not, will contact. If you have one person, I always do. If I have one person particularly that always likes my post but they never comment, I look at it this way. They're liking my post to kind of say, hey, I see that you're doing this, but I'm not going to comment because I don't want you to think that I'm interested. That's kind of how people think, I think. I don't know. So, but every once in a while, if they keep liking it, I'll just shoot them a message in private and just say, hey, I noticed that you've been liking some of my posts. If you ever need any information, please, I'd love to chat with you. Here's my number or something to that nature. And so also, and when you first join, you're going to be added to, like I said, Show Me Healthy, which is Show Me Plexus Testimonies. You're going to be added to different groups. You might be asked someday to be like in a leaders group or some sort of, there's some of you in a boot camp right now to help launch your business. So that's a great thing. That's a great way to network market That's a great way to network with other team members across, different teams and stuff. If someone emails you or if someone messages you and say, hey, Kim, or if they comment like on a post, hey, Kim, I need more info. You can private message them and ask them to send them their email address, and you can send them email or ask them if they would prefer it in a private message. Now, most of mine, I will tell you, and this is probably not for everyone, but for me, most of my folks like private message because they're already on Facebook. There is occasional one or two people that I'll say, hey, Kim, can you send it via email? I don't care for that for me personally, but it does work really well for other people. I always have fat fingers, so sometimes I don't always get the email right, and then it always comes back, like bounced or something. So, but always make sure that you private message people when they are asking you about it. So if somebody comments you on a post like a testimony and says, hey, what products did she take, or where do I get my samples, or whatever it may be, you want to send them say, hey, so-and-so, I sent you a PM, and let them know, and then private message them and say, thanks for the inquiry. I'm so excited that you asked this great question. And then really build that relationship. That's what that's about, building that relationship, because you want them to trust you. And when they trust you, they're more than likely going to order or join. They could very well join. So always just be, what I always like to say is always be true to yourself and always be yourself. Don't try to be somebody that you're not. And if you don't know the answer to a question, you know what? That's okay. You're human. And it looks better if you say, you know what? That's a great question. Do you mind? I'm kind of new. Do you mind if I ask some of my, my team leads and stuff to find, I just want to make sure that I give you the right answer versus giving you the wrong information, because you know what? I know your health is important to you and it's important to me too, and I'd rather give you the right answer. And that's perfectly fine. They're probably going to respect you a whole lot more than giving a wrong answer, then trying the product and failing and then quitting. So that's my 2 cents. Some of, there's seasoned ones that might, share in the same thought process, but that's just for me personally. So when I say what to say, when you get asked about a product or products, or maybe even the opportunity, get excited about it, but don't be afraid to ask for help. That's where a lot of people, they could fail at this industry, because they make it harder than what it truly is. Because if you think about network marketing and what we're doing, we're sharing. And not only are we sharing with people out in the public, but we're also sharing with each other. We share testimonies. We share achievements. We share so many things with each other. And so we shouldn't be afraid to ask for help. Because let me just tell you, I've been in it for 15 months, and there's probably a day gone by that I haven't asked somebody for help. Because there are many times that I'll forget. I'll get so excited about somebody that I've been following up with that always told me no. Finally, they're saying yes, and I'll get so excited that I'll forget what's in the product. And I'm like, oh no, and I'll have to go and ask somebody or find somebody out. And that's a true statement. I do it all the time. We have a group called Rockstar Scripts. And I think I talk about this in the next slide or so. But Rockstar Scripts is actually, it's right there. There is a scripts group. And if you are new or seasoned or whatever, because it's always great, we created a group called Rockstar Scripts. So we kind of put together a bunch of scripts that we tell like customers or possible ambassadors that might be wanting to join. We have scripts that you can actually copy and paste, and you have to tweak it to match yourself, but it's a great outline on what to respond to them. So if you are new or fairly new, it is huge. I mean, I use it all the time. And like I said, I'm a little bit more seasoned than some of you, but I still use them, because sometimes if I'm following up, and nobody is like ordering or whatever, I'll go to the Rockstar Scripts and kind of look and say, what are they seeing? What are they responding with? And sometimes I'll just tweak it to match my personality. And that's what needed it. It was just the wording that was off. So just kind of ask the sponsor that brought you on or one of your uplines, and have them add you into Rockstar Scripts, because it's really, really useful. Your back office. Now, I know a lot of you, we have just gotten a new back office, and I know it's kind of scary, but I just want to encourage you, you're not going to break anything. I promise. Just go back there and really just kind of poke around and learn. And I know that your uplines are probably able to help you a lot. You can always message me. I'll put myself out there. You can always message me. I'm not a guru by any means, but I know a lot of things about the back office right now because I've been playing. And if I don't know it, I come from an IT background, so I love to poke around and try to figure it out myself. It's just one of those geeky things that I love to do. So I'll be more than happy to try to help you as well. And you never know, I could probably learn something from you too, because sometimes I don't understand something and it should be really easy, and it's not that easy for me for some reason. I don't know why. So, but get to know your back office. There is a now this shows you that I just totally went blank. I do not know. I don't think the training tab is available. If it is, there might be a couple videos of right when the back office was starting to be implemented. But there's going to be whole training videos in there that's going to be great. There's product knowledge back there. Great tool to use. And please get to know your back office. There's ways to see your customers. There's ways to see as your team goes. There's an awesome genealogy, like, I don't know, it's a great visual to see, you know, it's like all these people, and it's a great way to see your team as a whole. And it's just, I just cannot encourage you enough to really, really just dig into your back office, ask questions, and that's the only way that you're going to learn. So I always say preparing your fields, and some of you might have seen Facing the Giants. It's one of my favorite movies. And but when I talk about preparing your fields, a lot of folks don't quite understand about, oh, they're not getting success, or oh, they're not. They might come back and say, you know, I'm not earning any money, and I'm not doing this, and I'm not doing that. Well, I'm gonna just be bold and just say, when you treat it like a business, you're gonna get business results. If you treat it like a hobby, you're gonna get hobby results. That's just facts, folks. You have to, it is so worth knowing that if you put a couple months into it really, really hard, it could change your life. And it's going to be hard. You're going to have to sacrifice things. You're going to have to put things aside. You're going to have to stay up late, probably. But I promise you, and you can read it in any network marketing book, you can read it in any self-development book, it will tell you that you have to work hard. Would you rather work hard for like 2 years than work 40 years? Or would you rather work like hard for 6 months and earn what you could make in an entire year? I mean, wouldn't that be worth it to you? I mean, for me, it would. Another thing is you'll see posted quite a bit, conference calls. There's a lot of conference calls, like team calls. There's YouTube videos like Sonia Dudley, Sarah Marble, Melissa Eichenhorst, Lori Harrison, RTPV Live. I think Kara and Nikki started Google Hangouts, I think, or is getting ready to start Google Hangouts. So it's going to be awesome, and I'm so excited for all these opportunities for you guys. And I will tell you that there's probably not a day goes by that I don't watch either a Diamond documentary or a YouTube video, or my favorite motivational speaker is Les Brown. I watch him all the time. And Big Al. I'll just tell you right now, Big Al cracks me up. There's some great books too. Monthly opportunity meetings. You might have some local. And the beauty of Plexus is you don't have to have a party if you don't want to, or an opportunity meeting. But I'm going to tell you this. You are going to go up and down and up and down and up and down and sideways in your business. And sometimes the meeting might not need you at all there. They don't care if you're there. Well, they do care that you're there, but I'm just saying, but you might need the meeting. And what I mean by that, there are many times that I've tried to talk myself out of a meeting to go because I'm tired or this or that. I'm human, and I'm still working at my job. But I will tell you this, there's a reason why there was something gnawing on the inside that says, Kim, you need to go. And I did need to go. And when I went, I was so glad that I went. You learn so much information at these opportunity meetings. It's unreal. And, you know, some folks might think it's the same stuff over and over. I can tell you this right now. I've been to a gazillion opportunity meetings, local opportunity meetings in Hannibal. We've had them here. We've had them in St. Louis. We've had, I think I went to a couple in spring. I went to one in Ohio. Let me just tell you, if they are probably within an hour to 2 hour range, go to it. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. And you will learn a lot. You will also learn and meet people with these amazing testimonies from these products that are changing lives. And that's something huge to walk away with. I mean, huge. And that's something to get excited about. And when you see, like on the opportunity side, the business side, when you see that somebody's been struggling and only making $600 a month, and then they were introduced to Plexus because someone asked if they would like the opportunity, it changed their life, and now they're, you know, they could be an emerald in the company. Wouldn't that just blow your mind? I mean, to me, that just makes my heart just cry, and I just get excited because I could be that person helping that person. So that's the reason I get excited. Team page, your files and your magnifying glass. We're going to go over that in just a little bit because I'm going to show you how to search into a like a team room and stuff like that, and into like the group testimonies. And again, the back offices and the knowledge base. Just really get to know it. Whoops, wrong button. Another thing is build your belief. How do I do that? Study your products and what they do. That is huge. That way you'll become more confident, and when somebody asks you about the products, you will feel so empowered when you learn about them and you can actually answer them and not question yourself. Trust me when I tell you, you will always probably question yourself to some extent, because I still do. I constantly just want to make sure, especially you'll get some random questions sometimes that you never even heard of. Study your comp plan. When you build your belief and you know your products and you study the comp plan, that's building your belief. Watch YouTube's videos, listen to testimonies. We have thousands of testimonies, and you should listen to them or watch them and read them every single day. Listen to a Diamond documentary. Be a product of the product. That's huge. I just cannot tell you that I still have a long way to go, but knowing that what these products have done for me, and knowing that I've been migraine free for 15 months and I haven't really had any issues except for running out of Plexus a couple of times. These products they're just incredible. We have a 93% success rate. So it's huge. And when you really start focusing on testimonies and start reading how these products have changed lives, whether it be from a nursing mom to somebody that has type 2 diabetes, to somebody that has MS, to somebody that just, is sleeping better, or might help with depression, or whatever it may be, that is proof that these products work. And that's how you build your belief. When you know that if you have somebody that's interested in the business, and you can say, hey, you know what, for $34.95 you can join my team, there's free training, you get 25% commission when you get $500. When you start spouting off
Kim,
yes?
Kim, can you look at your messages really quick? It's really important.
Okay. One moment, please. Melody, you might want to turn off your video. Thank you, Nikki. Okay, so continuing forward, what does success look like? Remember when I told you that you're going to go up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down? A lot of people think that success is just a straight line. And let me just tell you, it's not. And there are times when you're in your low valleys and you're just wanting to just throw in the towel and look at this, you just can't do it anymore. You just don't think anything. And I'm going to ask you to do something. And this is where this little exercise is going to come in. Success, see that little straight line and then see the little squiggly line? The squiggly line is the true success. That's what happens, unfortunately, but it's the truth. But let me just tell you, with that, I'm a living testimony that, and I get emotional about it, self-development is huge in this company. And when you don't think that you have the strength to go forward in your valley, for me, myself, and I think many of you that are on this call will also believe, I bow my head first of all and pray, because without God, I couldn't have done this business, because he gave it to me and it's much bigger than what I can handle. So he needs to guide me every step of my way. Secondly, I reach out to friends and other people that are on different teams even to support you. Because the amazing thing is that you should always go where you're celebrated and not tolerated. There are going to be negative people out there. That's a given. That's in daily life in general. We have a negative world, unfortunately. But that's where you go where you're celebrated and not tolerated. When you get the mindset of never giving up, I want you to think about one thing. I met a lady at Leaders Retreat, and she was senior gold when she went to Leaders Retreat last year. She barely made it. And this year, she is emerald. So she made emerald and went to Hawaii by July. So it is so possible. But one of the things that she shared with me that has stuck with me, and I will never forget it, and I want you to think about this if you ever have a time where you might be kind of like struggling, and you're reaching out and you're overcoming it, because you will overcome it. I promise you. If the biggest failure that you can do is quit. That's just plain and simple. But one of the things is, she told me, she said, look at it this way. Any diamond or emerald or anybody that will tell you probably 3 to 5 people could change your life. 3 to 5 people, if they're motivated, could send you from silver to diamond in a heartbeat. That's just plain and simple. You can ask anyone. So she said, look at it this way. We always work with the power of 3. And we're going to talk about power of 3 in just a second. But we always work with the power of 3. So look at this. If somebody buried 3 gold bricks in your backyard, you had no idea where they are, and let's say your backyard was 180 acres. Let's just get realistic, because the America's huge. So you have 180 acres and there's 3 gold bricks in the backyard. Those gold bricks are going to change your life, guaranteed. Would you keep digging for those gold bricks? I can probably guess yes. Most of you will. So always keep digging. Never, never quit. Be professional. A lot of people don't realize this, but when you're posting on Facebook, it is a business. And there's a lot of people that do have business pages, but people always post on their personal page. So just always keep it professional. And just remember that this is your business. This is basically, you are the face of your business. So, just be careful of what you post. Stepping outside of your comfort zone. This is probably big, and this is one area really quick that I want to give a shout out to an individual person. Her name is Joyce Lutens, and I hope Joyce is still on. And I just want you to know that she started, I think, and Joyce can correct me if I'm wrong, she started in July, is that right? You have to unmute yourself.
July 4th.
Yeah, July 4th, because she joined during the business. But she was a customer before that for a couple weeks. Joyce has, she went through the period where she was learning about the products, We worked through some things, and I said, Joyce, don't give up. You can do this. I promise you. And she kept persevering. She was consistent and persistent, the rhyming words. And she started adding ambassadors, and then she became silver. And then she's adding more ambassadors. And guess what? She just added ambassador, and guess what that ambassador did? Added an ambassador. So her team is growing a lot faster because she's consistent with her post. She's persistent in following up. Joyce is not afraid to ask questions at all. She will message me at any time. She will post in the groups and ask questions. So I just want to give a little shout out and a little congratulations to Joyce because I'm very proud of her. And so if you know of anyone that has done a really good job, do yourself a favor and do them a favor and really kind of just lift them up, give them a little high five or whatever it may be. Give them some recognition because recognition will go a long way in this business. So teach your ambassadors to do this too. Teach your customers that they can do this business. It's not that hard. They can do it. And you just have to share with them that they can do it and be excited. The more excited you are, the more momentum you will have on your team. And don't ever forget to share the products and this amazing opportunity with everyone that you can see. One person can change everything. And that's the honest to goodness truth. One person can change everything. So don't, get afraid of asking, your neighbor because you're afraid of what they might think, because the neighbor next to him on the other side could have joined Plexus the night before and they could ask him and get him before you do. So never, ever waste an opportunity. So the number one thing I skipped over is setting goals. So this is where I asked to get you a piece of paper and a pen. So I want to take just a couple of seconds and I want you to write down 3 goals right now for the next 2 weeks, because that's going to be right before Thanksgiving. So for 2 weeks, I want you to write down, because I want somebody at the end of the presentation, I want a couple people to share their goals if they don't mind. So I want 3 goals written down for the next 2 weeks. It could be as simple as going silver. I think the fastest anybody's ever gone silver, I think, is 48 hours. And I think, so if you're a new ambassador, that's a great goal. The other thing would be set a goal as I want to make 500 PV, because when you get to 500, you get 25% commission, which we're going to go over commissions. So you think about that as we go through, but 3 goals. And one last thing that I want you to do is, and I think let me go back. One of the things that I always, it's huge, and we do a lot of it on our team. And when I say not my team personally, but my team in general, my uplines, my sidelines, that we're all together, we write affirmations. And if you do not know what an affirmation is basically, basically speaking life over yourself. So every single day, I wake up and I give God the glory. Every single day, I say that I am one step closer to being diamond. I am one step closer to retiring. And every single day, I speak life over my life. I will say, well, when I become diamond and stuff. But here's the thing. My goal is I've set dates. I have written down where I should be in January, where I should be in March, where I should be in April, where I should be by June, and where I should be by July 31st. And when you set goals, and the reason I'm having you guys write goals down is because you become accountable for those goals. And that you can ask any network marketer. You can read in any self-development book. You can read it in any network marketing book. When you write goals down, you become accountable for them. And I am living proof. There are many other people that are living proof. Several people, Nikki Westerfield, she sets goals out, she hits them. When Faith Marlin sets goals out, she hits them. When Michelle and Jeff, they set goals out, they have competitions and they get them. It's just part of pushing your own self. But if you don't set a goal, it's in your mind. And if it's in your mind, how can you remind yourself, oh, I needed to do that? When you have your goals written out in front of you, you can look at them every day and say, okay, I need 1,500 PV. Okay, so how am I going to do that? Oh, strategically planning to post on Facebook, strategically planning to follow up with people. So I'm going to ask for a couple people to share their goals at the very end. So be prepared. So the compensation plan. This is, and I apologize, it's kind of small, but this is the compensation plan summary. And as you can see on the left-hand side, and I don't know if you guys can see my little mouse, but there's the different ranks of ambassador from associate to diamond. When they talk about the annual membership, that means the $34.95. And just so that you know, your welcome pack includes that $34.95. The backup order qualification as an associate, that just means you joined, you paid your $34.95, and you're just going to get your products at wholesale. But here's the clincher. If you want to get paid, and anything over $100 you get paid on. So most people that order Plexus is over 100, so why not get paid for it? So turn on your auto qualification, and when you do, you become an ambassador. That's huge. So the next one is when you sign up two individual people yourself. So let's say that my friend Peter, he joined, and then he had his wife and his best friend join. He's now a senior ambassador. Now, if he gets one more person, let's say he gets his dad to join with him. Now he becomes a silver ambassador. And guess what? When you become silver, you get a $100 bonus. Woo! So exciting. I know that I could use another $100 bonus. So as you go up into rank as gold, it's still, you still have to have 3 personal sponsored, but if you'll look over here, it says 100 Plexus pay points. I don't know if anybody can see me circling. And it means Plexus points required. So as your team grows, and we're going to talk about this in a second, but over here down below the ranks, you'll see these Plexus pay points earned. That's where you get your points. So let's say that, Peter, he has his 3 people. His 3 people got a customer each, and they all got over $100 in sales. Now that's pretty exciting because 1, they're getting commission. 2, now I get points. And that's super exciting. So if they are on my first, second, or third level, I'm going to get 5 points each. So as we go forward, let's say that Peter's dad ends up joining, or has like 10 people join, 5 people join his team. And they are all like, Peter's dad, we'll call him Frank. Frank had like Billy Bob join. Billy Bob had his wife join, and his wife had her sister join. So now we're going all the way down to, let's say, the 6th level. Well, that sister that joined, she's like on my 6th or 7th level. I've lost track, to be quite honest. So I would still get points. And guess what? Points are money. Points are your residual income. Your ambassadors are your residual income. I want everyone to think about that for a little bit. And when you become gold, you get a $250 bonus. Woo! Isn't that exciting? I'm so excited. But you want to know something even better? And I'm getting a little ahead of myself, so I apologize. But I'm getting excited because I love the comp plan. So let's say that you go silver and you go gold, and going gold is only about 20 people, because you probably get, that's 20 people you're probably going to sponsor, or you might have your first First levels like have their best friends and stuff join, so they might be on your second and third level. So it's basically around 20 people, which is 100 points. And guess what? If you do the silver, if you go silver, which is only 3 people, and you get gold in your first 30 days, guess what happens? Your bonus is double. Yay! I'm so excited. So, you can actually do that to senior gold too. Anything that you do in your first 30 days, you can go, if you want to be a super rock star, superwoman, superman, you can go all the way up to senior ruby. And to be quite honest, I don't even know how many people that is, but that's a lot of points. That's probably like, I don't even know. I can't even do the math right now, but that's pointless. But anyway, that $750 bonus would double. Every single one of them. The $100 bonus would double. The $250 bonus would double. The $350 would double, so on and so forth. So that's some serious cash. So you think about where you are and where you want to be, then rock it. Just remember though, when you are, it's super fantastic that you can grow that fast. But when you grow that fast, it is hard to train those folks. So just keep that in mind, that you want to make sure that you keep a balance on training those individuals, because you don't want them to join and then drop off. You want them to join and keep people going, keep people, joining Plexus, because it's an amazing company. Now, the other thing is like your retail commissions. Anything, I'm in the middle of the page by now. I don't know if you can see me circling. I wish they had a little pointer. But the personal volume, from $0 to $99, you get 0 commission. So, and what that means is, for the first $100, Plexus isn't going to give you commission, because that goes back to Plexus, basically to pay by. Hello? Now I hear myself. Okay, there. So the first $100 goes back to Plexus, and that's going to pay like the light bills, and it's actually going to also go into the profit sharing, which are where the points come from. And we're going to talk about how much that actually can make you. Anything from $100 to $499, you're going to get 15% commission. From $500 and up, you get 25% commission. So this is kind of how it breaks down a little bit. Let me go back for a second. Before I break it down, I wanted to see this big square at the bottom. It's called preferred customer bonus. Oh, goodness. Oh, lost myself there for a second. So the preferred customer bonus is huge. So let's say that Peter, that just went silver, he has a customer and they ordered the triplex combo. Well, guess what? Not only is he going to get commission on $24.95 because they ordered preferred, they are also going to get a $20 bonus on that triplex combo. So that adds up, folks. That adds up huge. So the next one, now it doesn't work. There. Is the commissions. The retail commissions, like I was telling you about. So if you had 15% commission on $500, it would be $75. Now, if you had 25% commission on $500, that's $125. Okay? So you should always go for 500 PV. Just remember, though, I use this as an example. You will get commission on $500, but remember that first $100 goes back to Plexus. So you will technically only get 25% commission on $400. But if you make $500, and I know this sounds confusing, but if you make $500, even though the first 100 goes back to Plexus, $500 automatically makes you 25% commission qualified. You just don't get paid on the first 100. I hope if you need any more explanation on that, I'll be more than happy to explain. It's kind of wonky to listen to, but I promise you it's not that difficult. So just remember your preferred customer bonus. And remember that preferred customers get their items at a discount, and you get a bonus every time their order ships. So after the third consecutive order on a preferred customer, they get a 10% discount, and you also continue to still get that bonus. So it's pretty awesome. Now the building bonuses. This is super exciting. Okay. So when people join, remember I told you Peter, he went silver? Well, every single person that he had join, they all bought welcome packs. And 2 of them bought the $99 welcome pack, which is technically $133 because $34.95 is included into that. So the $99 one, $25 goes back to you as a bonus. What? It's exciting. That's one of the ways that you get paid. So let's say that Peter's dad is the one that bought the $200 welcome pack. You get a $50 bonus on that one. Now, you get 50, and then the people up to 3 levels get a little bit of a portion above that. So if you get, like, if Peter's mom bought the $99 welcome pack, I get 25. Let's say Leisha is my sponsor, so Leisha would get like $12.50, and Ryan would get like $7 and something, or however it breaks down. But it goes 3 levels up. Now, anything that's like Peter had his mom, his sister, and his dad all join on, or his best friend, all join on his first level. That's your first. And when I talk about your first level, that's all the ones that you personally sponsored. You get 5% commission on their sales. So if somebody made $1,000 or $100, then you get 5% commission of that. And that's pretty awesome. And then we already talked about the one-time achievement bonus and the fast start achievement bonus. Now here's the Plexus pay points as I was talking to you about. It's a little bit bigger for you. So let's say that Peter, he got 15 points because he had 3 people join. 3 people joined, so he's got 5 points for each because they all got $100 in sales. So he has 15 points, okay? Well, average Plexus pay points, or I'd like to call profit sharing, is around $3. So if you take 15 points times 3, that's $45. So look at this. Well, I don't know where it went. Oh, there it is. So here it is. This is like the power of 3 that I was telling you about. So here's me, and here's Peter, number 5 here. And Peter had his best friend, his mom, and all that. Well, I have 5, 10, 15. I have 20 points, all on my first level, okay? Here's my first level, excuse me, and I got 15 points. So here's 15 points times 3 is 45. Now, if I taught them and duplicated and showed them how to get 3 people to go silver, then as you can see, if you got 9 people, that's 45 points because they're on your second level. You still get 5 points times 3, that's 135. All the way down to your 5th level. Now remember the sister, she was like on my 5th or 6th, 7th level. So look at that. I would have approximately 243 people on my team, 729 points. That's $2,187. That's nuts. That's awesome. Okay, so here is super exciting. This is where I'm going to be in a few short months. Okay, Emerald. If you don't know what Emerald is, study your back office and study your comp plan, because Emerald is where you need to go. Why? One, you get this fabulous Lexus, and it's called a Lexus program. They give you $500 towards a Lexus. You can either buy it or lease it, and they'll give you $500 towards it. So that is like a free Lexus. Plus, you get to go to Hawaii. And I think it's Kona, Hawaii this year. Somebody remember. It was Maui, but we outgrew Maui. So now we're going to a different area in Hawaii, but you still get it, do it. And next level is Sapphire, and then where the ultimate place you want to be is Diamond. And Sapphire, not only are you going to, of course, get profit sharing points through all this whole thing, you're going to win your Lexus. You're also going to win your trip to Maui, but you also get a profit sharing, so you get an extra percentage on the emerald pool and the sapphire pool. So that's huge out of all of the emeralds and out of all of the sapphire. And then the diamond, hold on to your seats, folks, because this is huge. Diamond gets all of the above, plus they get a profit sharing of emerald pool, sapphire pool, and diamond pool, and they can actually do re-entry under themselves and do it all over again. And that is what Celeste Gwynn did. She is now double diamond. That's pretty stoking awesome, isn't it? Yeah, I thought so. So I'm going to ask, first of all, does anybody have any questions? Because I'm going to ask for goals, and then I'm going to show you how to really quickly log into, or I'm going to log into Facebook quick, and then I'm going to show you how to search in some groups and stuff. So if you have a question, unmute yourself, and then you can ask your question, and I will do my best to answer it. No questions? Seriously? Everyone has not had any questions.
Kimberly Rose, this is Pam Steiner. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I just had a question. You had spoken about retail. Do you keep product on hand to sell from your home too, or should people just buy it through the system?
Pam, that's actually a super great question. And I will tell you this, some of you might disagree, some of you might agree. The beauty of Plexus is one of the key selling points is that you don't have to keep product on hand. We are not a company that requires that, like a lot of the competitor cosmetic companies or other healthcare companies. You don't have to. There are some folks that keep like trial packs on hand. There's some folks that might keep maybe a 30-day trial pack on hand. But I personally, most of the people that I know do not keep product on hand. They have trial packs and they'll sell those trial packs or give them away. I tend to give my 3-day trials away most generally because I would rather give somebody 3 days worth and let them try it and be a full-time customer or possible ambassador. I'm willing to eat that. It's okay, but you don't have to, and I think it's a personal preference, honestly. If you have the funds and you want to do that, you can, but here's the clincher, Pam. When it's more cost effective for you to have them go through your website, in my personal opinion, go through your website and order as a preferred, because this way you're going to make more money. And this is because you make a product bonus. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does.
But it looks more, I mean, if you were a customer and I said you could buy it for $89.95, or you know what, Pam, you can go to my website and you can get a 10% discount basically and order for $79.95 and you have a money back guarantee.
Right, that's a good idea.
Yeah, so that's how I would approach it. Plus you get your product bonus. So it becomes a little bit more. It's awesome, I promise you. Most generally, when you tell a customer that they're going to save automatically right up front, they will automatically probably say, okay, there are a few. I can tell you, I can count on one hand in 15 months my retail customers.
Okay, and then also, I know that some people have business cards. Can you purchase those through Plexus, or you just buy them on your own at Staples or whatever?
You can both. I think Plexus partnered up with a company, and I don't know the name of it. I can probably find you, or your upline might be able to tell you the name of the company that Plexus partnered with, but they have business cards. I think a lot of us go on an outside source. Like I personally, there's several people on Etsy that sells compliant approved business cards. I myself go through plexusstuff.com and get my business cards. That's where I've always gotten them, and I bought 1,000 of them for less than $40, and I'm still using the same ones that I joined 15 months ago. And I get business cards everywhere.
Okay, thank you. And one last question. Sure. I live in northwestern PA, and I really haven't heard of anyone in this area that sells it, but I don't know how to reach out. You said the business groups and stuff, that the meetings that you have.
Uh-huh. So if you were up in that area and you don't see where it's been uh, like
Promoted.
a lot of promotions or a lot of like marketing out there for it. First of all, I just want to tell you, you're in a prime opportunity place then. But secondly, a good way to do that is you can always get with your upline, or I can try to help you, and we can try to ask like the gems and stuff or the diamonds to find out if they have any ambassadors in that area that they can plug into. Now, I personally don't have anybody up there, but I know several people that probably have people up in your area, so they might be able to connect you with the right people, because that's what, and also your home office. You can call Plexus Worldwide, the customer service, and they can probably tell you two ambassadors in that area that they can plug into. But I personally would go to my upline first, or to like a Jewel that's on your team. Maybe you know a Jewel. If you don't, then your upline, I'm probably sure. If not, I will do my best. I'll personally help you. I don't care. I love helping people. So definitely we can, that's one of the things. I have an ambassador that lives in North Dakota right now, and they don't have anybody there. So I'm trying to work to find out where some ambassadors are close enough to actually plug into. And I will tell you this before I start Facebook, speaking of plugging in, January is Super Saturday. So find a Super Saturday close to you. They send an email about it. If you don't have it, then we can probably try to post it in. I'm sure that we're going to be posting it in like Show Me Plexus and stuff. But Super Saturday is like a mini convention. Let me just tell you, it is incredible. You need to go. And I'm telling you, you will not be the same once you leave. Promise you that.
Okay.
So, convention, just go ahead and mark it off your calendar from June 12th through the 16th. Just put it down. You're busy. Okay. This is one of the sacrifices that you're going to have to try to make. It should be coming around where you can start, you can get your tickets for convention. And I will tell you, it will go like wildfire. The hotels will fill up fast, so you need to be quick. But I promise you this, your business will not be the same if you go to convention, hands down. Everybody that went to convention that I know went to Leaders Retreat.
Okay.
So it's huge. And I always tell people, don't worry about, it's a little financial at the front, but don't worry about that, because you can win that back, because they're going to have a contest starting in January. So work hard, work hard, work hard. I promise you it's doable. So,
okay, thank you.
Does anybody else have any questions? Okay. So this is my personal Facebook page. There's my testimony that I just posted and got customers from. So I'm going to show you, first of all, this, if you don't know Facebook, yeah?
Hi, sorry, I was trying to unmute myself. I was hitting the wrong area.
That's okay.
Okay. I have a sip and see coming up, and I want to incorporate a 7-day challenge into that.
Okay.
And I'm going to bring my laptop, In order for a customer to get a 7-day challenge packet, have to go in as retail. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
And they are, when you log into your back office, or when you go to your back office or your website, what they're going to do is they're going to go to your, let's see here. They're going to go to your they're going to go to your website, and then they're going to, let's see, I'm going by memory here. Let's just look. What am I doing? I'm right here. I can look. So I'm going to go to my website. And so we're going to see where we can order some trials, because we have this question quite a bit. So if I went to my website and I wanted to shop products or whatever it may be, usually the 3-day trials are right here. And you get 6 PV points for that 3-day trial. And it's always free shipping, just so that you know. But let's say that I wanted a 7-day trial. So I always tell my customers to click products. And when they click products, if it works right, well, see, okay, let's do this. Let's do shop Plexus. I'm so used to doing it the old way. So when they shop Plexus, it's going to ask you about, you know, the language or whatever. We're just going to go ahead and begin shopping. We're going to go in as retail because it's a 7-day trial. And a lot of people will say, okay, where do I go from here? Some people are doing a search up here above the scroll. Trial packs are right here above all the products. If you select the trial packs, there's the 3-day, 7-day, there's 7-day boost. I always tell people to do the just plain day 7-day because right now I'm trying to build that relationship and they might not have told me the truth about being on some heart medication. And I sure in the heck don't want them to try boost or accelerator with that. And then, you know, their heart races and then they just not do it at all. So I always, personally, I always have people do the 7-day trial.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're
Hey, Kim,
welcome.
Do you hear me?
Yes, Michelle.
I see your presentation screen, not your website. Just wanted to-
Great. Thanks. Let me figure out how to do this. 1 moment, please. Oh, here we go. Share, new share. Now we're going to go to desktop. Share screen.
And I just want to tell you, Kim, you rock.
Thanks.
That's right.
Now can you see my website?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay. So what I was doing here, if you go, some people search once you go to your website, you can click shop now and you get here, but trial packs is just right here. So
And that's under retail.
yes, under retail.
Okay.
So let's do it again since I was silly and didn't do this. So we're going to go to my website again and I'm a customer. So I want a 7-day trial. 3-day trials are right on your page usually. Not everybody sees them. We have Mega X. 3 days are always on your front page. They're always free shipping and they always cost $11.95. But I have my own personal opinion about 3 days. They're great to have on hand to give away for me. If I can get 6 PV points for that. I'm all about PV points because PV comes into contests and I'm all about contests. So I always have people do like the 7-day trial if possible. And the 7-day challenge is huge for that. But if you go to shop now, you can either search for trials, which I don't find very user friendly, but that's me personally. Just click trial packs and it's going to bring you up all the trial packs, including 3-day decision packs or regular trial packs. And then I always do this $24.95 for my 7-day challenge. That's what I always tell them. So.
And you get PV off of that?
$24.95. I think if I'm not mistaken, you get 20 PV. I can't remember
Sounds about
that
right.
one or the $29.95. I think it's that one you get 20 PV. I could be wrong though. A good way to tell that is when you go into your, now somebody might have to help me on that. It used to, when you go into your back office and you put stuff in your cart, you can see how many PV you get. But I don't know that off the top of my head, and we don't really have time to go into that right now, but I'm more than happy to kind of walk somebody through that after the training. But let me go ahead and go to Facebook. So everybody can see my Facebook page, right? Yes?
Yes.
Thanks, Michelle. So when you would say something. Okay. So up here in the search bar, this is a search bar. Now, this is not always the most user-friendly I will tell you this, on a phone. But I'm going to tell you that, like, some of the iPhones do it. Some of the Androids do it. I can do it on my phone. So, and I have an Android. I don't know if anybody has an iPhone can attest to this or not. But if you click in there, you can actually type in, like, I'm going to go to Plexus Journeys. And the only thing I'm going to do is type in Plexus Journeys, and it'll say ambassadors only. So I'm going to click in there. And it's probably a little slow, so one moment, please. I don't know why it's slow. It's probably because I'm running Zoom with it. Okay, so it doesn't have this picture like it normally does. I don't know why, but regardless. Bear with me, my computer is like slow. Oh, there it goes. Ah. Okay. So let's say you wanted to join people into this group or join somebody or like add somebody. I keep saying join somebody. Add somebody to this group. The only thing that you have to do is right here below where it says search this group, there says add people to this group. You just click into there, and let's say that I wanted to message or add Angie McCracken. She's already a member, but if she wasn't, I can click her name and it will say member added. Does that make sense? Well, let's say that I want to look up, I have all these testimonies, and I want to look up something that says diabetes. So I can go in and type in diabetes. Did I spell that right? No. And I'm going to click enter or find or the hourglass. And everything that has to do with diabetes is going to be brought up in a testimony. And that happens in every group. You can search like that. If you're looking for a specific name, let's do this. Let me see if I can find my old testimony. So I'm going to type in Kimberly Rose. I'm going to click find. And there's Joyce because she probably mentioned me in her testimony. That's why I'm in that one. And looky there, there's my testimony, my old one. I need to update. And then Becky Glatsford, anything that has to do with my name, it will bring up that individual because they tagged me. Then I would be brought up into that group as well. Does that make sense? Does everybody understand how to search now in groups?
Yes.
Okay, so let me show you one more thing. Let me go to Show Me Plexus. We're almost done, guys. Okay, so we're going to go into Show Me Plexus. And people are wanting to know where the files are, okay? So we still have the same search groups. We still have, you can add members. Now this individual group, if you add somebody, it needs to go through approval. And like Barbie Mullins and Darren and there's a whole slew of admins in there that will approve them. Anytime you post something in there, we just want to make sure that, it's supposed to be in that group and maybe not into some other group. But let's say that I wanted to look for a specific file. So I'm going to click on files. There's a whole group of them right here. So if I click on files and check this out, there are tons of files. There's files about the body cream. This Slim Jims online Plexus Party update is good. The Slim Jims manual, write that down. The Plexus Jims Getting Started manual, huge. That's all I can say about that. It's huge. You need to download that and follow it to a huge. But you can go down everywhere. There is so much information. This is where, guys, you're going to build your belief. This is where you're going to learn. There are emails that you can send people. There are examples. There are so much information in this group that you can really, really grow in this. And learn a lot of information about these products, about the opportunity, how to role play, how to host a party, so on and so forth. I mean, just do yourself a favor and just really focus in on this. And lastly, I want to say that if you're looking for self-development books, Let me go back to, I think it's this. I hope. Oh, no, I gotta stop sharing. One moment, please. Stop sharing. One thing I will tell you is that if you guys are looking for any self-development books at all to start reading, because I'm telling you, you're going to need it. Anything by John Maxwell is really good. Rock Your Network Marketing Business is really, really good. Building an Empire is huge. It's very, very good. God-Sized Dreams is huge. I mentioned that the other last week. I mean, I read it every day. Prayer Circle is really, really good. And the book by Joel Osteen, The Power of I Am, it is absolutely life-changing. I read it every day, and that's where I get my affirmations. So before we close, I want to know who, maybe Tabitha or Jamie or maybe Missy, who wants to share? I need 2 people to share their goals for the next 2 weeks. Who wants to do it? Who wants to step up and step outside your comfort zone?
Okay, I'll do it.
Okay.
All right.
You got to say who you are.
I'm Tabitha Mayfield. Hi, everybody. Woo-woo! All right. So I have a sip and see in a week. 6 days. All right. Doing a 7-day challenge. I want to get at least 700 PV this month.
Woo!
First month, I got over close to 600. Nice.
Yes.
Last month, I'm looking too pretty. This month, I'm going to kick it up a notch one way or the other.
That's right. You can do it. Never ever look in your past. Always look in your future.
That's right.
Because you can't change your past. You can only change your future.
And I do want to start with getting an ambassador.
Yes.
Start out with one ambassador and go from there.
So I'm going to ask you a question, Tabitha.
Okay.
You got your sip and see plan.
Right.
And you've got your goal. Okay.
Yes.
Do you have a plan to get your ambassador? What are you going to do?
Have scripts going on in my head.
Right. But what is your number one thing that you should probably do?
I know.
Do you remember? Do what now, Tabitha?
I was going to say, explain the difference between preferred, wholesale price, if they're going to order something through preferred, how the difference is between wholesale, on as that forth.
Very good. You're getting on the right track, but I want a little bit more detail. Angie, do you want to tell her?
How about your contact list that you created?
Yes.
All those people that are on your contact list, Miss Tabitha.
Yes.
Reaching out to maybe 5 of them the first week.
Yep.
10 of them.
Very good. So
Actually,
always make a plan. When you're
see.
wanting to add an ambassador, the biggest advice I can tell you is what's your plan to get there. You have to set a plan out, and that usually is go to your list. Folks, you will always, if your ambassador's sponsor has not told you to make a list, I'm going to tell you right now, make a list. And here's a thing that stuck with me from the other night, and I will tell you, I'm already doing it. I want you, and you're going to laugh, but you guys can research this yourself. I'm not going to tell you why. Everyone should have 212 goals, minimum. And you can reach out and you can research why. I'm not going to tell you why. That'll give you an assignment to do. 212 goals. It's pretty awesome. So can I just tell you, because I just can't see it. I just have to tell you. Okay. Because people are going to be like, what? Okay, so I don't know if anybody's ever seen my video about This Girl's on Fire, right? Okay. So we always talk about, oh, you're on fire. You know, this girl's on fire, or your team's on fire and stuff. Guess what 212 is? That's when fire starts. That's how hot it gets. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
212. So just remember, I just got chills. So just remember that. It's really pretty awesome. So I've been working on my 212 goals. So plan. Always make your list. You will always refer back to your list. You will always continue to grow your list. You will always continue to grow your goals. So because as you mark off your goals and as you become diamond, what are you going to do? Just quit? No. I'm going to add some more goals. You know, now that I'm diamond, I'm buying my RV. You know, now that I'm diamond, I'm going to be opening my adoption agency. So let's bring it. Okay, so one more person. Who wants to do their goals? Renee?
Okay, so my first goal is to be silver by the end of this boot camp.
Really?
I might
Give her a round of applause. She's in a boot camp, 10-day boot camp. She wants to be silver by the end of the boot camp.
Woo!
That's awesome.
Awesome.
Good job.
And my second one is to, it may not have to be during this week during the boot camp, but to get at least $1,000 at least before the end of this month. I mean, I'm not dollars. I'm sorry, in PV. I'm sorry.
That's fine. It's pretty much the same thing. That is awesome. That's a hefty goal, Renee, and I applaud you for that. That is awesome. And all I can tell you is go to 212 and you can do it.
And then the last one is to basically make enough money because I'm from Arizona. Well, I don't live in Arizona right now, but I moved to Missouri. I had to leave my friend Jenny behind, and I've known her since like 5th grade, so it's kind of hard for me to leave her behind and to move here and everything. So yeah, I really didn't want to move here, but I haven't seen her about 8 years. And to be honest, we don't talk that much because she's always busy and I'm always busy, so we really can't find the time to talk to each other. So I just don't want to lose that friendship with her. So I'm really hoping to make enough money to where I can go over there and see her and everything, so I don't have to maybe not lose that relationship or friendship.
Awesome. That is awesome. Good job for you. You should be very proud of yourself. I'm very proud. I'm excited. I'm fired up. Who's fired up? Woo! Let's do it. Okay. So this training went way over because I like to talk and I love to train and I love to talk to people.
I love that though.
Okay, good. Because I love it. And I've been doing it all day today, but I still love it. I love Plexus. Can you tell? I just love it. And let me just tell you one last thing before I go. The people that you meet in Plexus will probably change your life, honestly. Not only the customers' testimonies will change your life, but the people, the friendships that you make, the relationships that you make will change your life. So this is going to be recorded, so I'm going to stop recording.